20 seconds. If it worth it, I will know. So, but we'll fight. We'll fight in the ground and pound submissions, bro. They don't care about your style. So we'll see. We'll be happy to see him in the cage, middle, or fight him striking, wrestling, grappling, and I want to know how he can.
The boogeyman. You're gonna see him break. You're gonna see him break in there, and then realize there's only one boogeyman.
Khamzat Chimaev has gone full savage mode, firing off brutal insults at Dricus Du Plessis in a fiery outburst that's already setting the MMA world ablaze. Despite that, Dricus Du Plessis is ignoring the criticism. According to him, what was once considered a weakness is now being recognized as a strength, and he's letting his results speak for themselves. Du Plessis states he doesn't care about others' opinions because he believes he has already proven himself repeatedly.
The opposite. It was after round one, Dricus is done. That's what they said with Strickland. First time, that's what they said with Whitaker, that's what they said. And now it's almost, I'm getting praise for my championship round performances. Just changed their opinions the whole time. And then of course, it shows that I'm ever evolving because, you know, there was a problem, we fixed that problem, and now that problem has become my strength. The weakness of after round one became my strength. At the end of the day, I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
I've defended the belt twice. I'm going to do it now for a third time. Every fight I have is exciting. That is a fact.
Furthermore, Dricus took a jab at Khamzat Chimaev, calling him all talk and no action. He pointed out that Khamzat keeps calling out fighters from every division but rarely steps into the cage to back it up.
Fight for like 2 years or something, and listen, he speaks a lot more than he fights. I can tell you that much too. But there was a long period of time he was calling out every single person. That just started getting annoying. It was annoying the shit out of me. He was calling out welterweights, middleweights, light heavyweights, but he wasn't fighting anyone. But there was never ever a stage where I went, this guy's overrated. No, he is as good as people think. I think he's as good as people think. I just think I'm a lot better than people think.
However, Du Plessis promised that this fight would be one to remember. He expects Khamzat to come in fully prepared and believes the world is in for another massive shock once the cage door closes.
I know he's going to come in there prepared. No doubt, I think, and like I said, he is a special fighter. He's incredibly good. But, jeez, I can't wait. This win for me is going to be history. I am going out there and I'm going to shock the world once again.
You get the guys that fight him because he has this name, he has this aura, he's unbeaten, and people fight him in a defensive way, and I don't think that's the way to fight him. I think you have to face him head on, go for it, and give him some of his own medicine.
Doubling down on his confidence, Du Plessis declared that the world will finally see the truth when he breaks the so-called boogeyman. He promised to expose the imposter and prove once and for all who the real deal is.
If you win at this weight.
When I win, yes.
Yeah. When you win. I was going to say, be careful, David. We can't help you. We're across the side of the table.
Everybody said, it's impossible. Not this guy, not this guy. And I'm going to go out there and you're going to see the boogeyman. You're going to see him break. You're going to see him break in there. And then realize there's only one boogeyman, and that's me. In the middleweight division, there can be only one boogeyman, and that will be me.
Fucking hell. What a great...
Meanwhile, mid-training, Khamzat Chimaev couldn't resist throwing shade at Dricus Du Plessis. He mocked the way Du Plessis fights and even took shots at how he throws punches, making it clear he's not impressed with the champ's style.
Crazy, weird, but he does his job, he does good, and he's a good fighter, but I'm better.
In response, Dricus Du Plessis made it clear that the unorthodox approach is fully intentional and built to win. He pointed out that the only reason people label it unorthodox is that they are not used to seeing it inside the cage.
I've proven that, say what you will, I'm winning. And my style has proven to be effective. Not for everyone. Yes, controversial. Yes, it is awkward. But that
On purpose?
100%. It's awkward to the people because it's something that they've never seen. So anything that somebody does that's different is going to be awkward, because how do you defend that? When I say it is on purpose, I do things in a way that me and my coaches have been training for 12 years, because we look at fights and we think this is the way they do it. I think this is a better way to do it.
According to Du Plessis, anything done differently gets written off as awkward simply because it breaks the usual norm.
I think if you just throw your strikes like everybody else, you're going to find a striker that's going to be able to figure that out. And they've seen it a million times in their gyms, in fights, and that is why it is not really awkward. It's just different.
Sometimes requires a little bit of a controversial methods, and that's what our coach did. And it's not everybody's cup of tea, but that's what made me a world champion. That's what's keeping me at the top, is the fact that we don't get comfortable. We need to improve every day. You need to evolve and grow with the sport, because as soon as you stop growing, you will.
Regardless, Khamzat Chimaev brushed off all the talk about styles, saying it makes no difference what Du Plessis brings to the cage. According to him, once he gets DDP to the ground and starts landing shots, none of that will matter.
Bro, when somebody laying down on the match, it's how weird you are. You're on the ground, bro. And ground and pound, submissions, bro, they don't care about your style. So we'll see. We'll be happy to see him in the cage, middle or fight him, striking, wrestling, grappling, and I want to know how he can handle it.
Additionally, Khamzat Chimaev shot down the cardio criticism, claiming he has never had an issue with his gas tank. He said he doesn't understand where the talk is coming from and challenged anyone doubting him to survive a few rounds in the cage with him. Chimaev made it clear that nobody else in his division is still undefeated, and to him, that says everything.
If they see any fighter, they undefeated in my weight class. No, it's only me. I don't know what to say, and getting tired. I smash the guys, bro. It doesn't matter. Critic or not critic. I'm the millionaire. At the end of these guys were sitting on the drinking beer, I'm working hard. Fight. If it goes 25, 25. Work quickly. I don't know, we train a lot of different things, like working with the cardio, with everything, I never had bad cardio. I don't know what people are saying. I go all in, so try to be in the cage with me, bro. You're gonna know which cardio I has.
Building on that, Khamzat Chimaev revealed that when he's in the cage, he can quickly tell if his opponent has any chance of stopping his wrestling.
If 20 seconds, if we wrestle, I will know. So, but we'll fight in the fight. It looks a little bit weird, but he's a good fighter.
Moreover, he said it usually takes just a few moments to feel them out. And once he knows they can't stop him, it is only a matter of minutes before he drags them to the ground and finishes the job.
And when I feel his body, it's takes 10-15 minutes to know it will be hard to take him down or not. So I feel it's very quickly. So, yeah.
Meanwhile, Rampage Jackson called Khamzat Chimaev an absolute beast, a completely different animal in the cage. He praised Khamzat's relentless work ethic, putting it on par with legends like Michael Bisping. Rampage added that every time he watches Khamzat fight, he sees him straight up murking people.
But Khamzat, man, he a beast, man. I saw him for a couple of seconds over there, man. He was murking people. He's a beast, bro. He's a different animal. But his work ethic reminds me of Michael Bisping, though.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Bisping was always an animal in the gym. That's why I love training with that kid. I saw him train the other day. I saw him train Friday, I think. I was there and I just waved at everybody.
How'd he look?
He looked good. I saw him taking somebody down. He was beating up somebody. I was like, oh man, he's looking good.
Did he wave back at you?
No, he didn't wave back at me. Some of his teammates and stuff did, but he was busy kicking somebody's ass.
Furthermore, Rampage made his pick loud and clear. He's backing Khamzat Chimaev to take out Dricus Du Plessis and leave with the middleweight belt around his waist. Rampage is expecting nothing less than pure domination and the start of a whole new era in the division.
Well, it's hard for me to go against anybody that's training at Jackson. You know, you gotta respect, you know what I'm saying, the camaraderie. But Khamzat, he's always been a beast every time I've seen him fight, so I'm gonna go with Khamzat. I think he's gonna take it. Well, it's hard for me to go against anybody that's training at Jackson. You know, you gotta respect, you know what I'm saying, the camaraderie. But Khamzat, he's always been a beast every time I've seen him fight, so I'm gonna go with Khamzat. I think he's gonna take it.
Which round?
I'm thinking around like the third round. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Echoing that sentiment, the Weasel pointed out that the new team surrounding Khamzat Chimaev has had a major impact on his preparation for what he called the biggest fight of the year against Dricus Du Plessis.
Rampage Jackson, Arman Tsarukyan, TJ Dillashaw, Olympic gold medalist Abdul Rashid Saduliev, legendary wrestling coach who trained the greatest freestyle wrestler of all time, Salim Nursalkhanov, and legendary strength and conditioning coach Sam Calavita. Khamzat is assembling the Avengers to defeat this guy Dricus, who all he has is a coach with a taser and plot armor on his side. Him beating all of that would be so crazy, but man, it's the greatest fight of the year. Biggest fight, best fight, and I think this will determine who will rule the middleweight division for years.
He emphasized that this clash will determine who truly takes over the middleweight division and rules it for years to come.
To MMA, just trying to create this unstoppable monster, and is just continuing a new and improved training program, from working on his fighting skills to his conditioning. So Khamzat's new strength and conditioning coach is Sam Calavita, who famously trained TJ Dillashaw for his rematch against Cody Garbrandt and onward. Although his training seemingly had secondary benefits to TJ's EPO, but his addition to Khamzat's camp should help, right? Sam Cal is a great coach, and his training sessions do look intense, and other fighters have spoken about the improvements of training with him.
Interestingly, the Weasel observed that although Khamzat's team is diligently preparing him for Du Plessis, the emphasis appears primarily on Khamzat's strengths and weaknesses. He noted that mainstream media almost solely focuses on Khamzat's cardio as the main concern, rather than Dricus' skills.
They are doing everything in their arsenal to make Khamzat not only a champion, but an unbeatable force in the octagon. Improving his cardio and, interestingly, strengthening his already top-tier wrestling seem to be the main areas of training. It's almost like they're merely focused on Khamzat and not much about his opponent. Now, I'm pretty sure he is training striking, as Arman said, and he is game planning for Dricus' style specifically, but the focus seems to be more on Khamzat's strengths and weaknesses rather than his opponent's strengths and weaknesses, as if his cardio deficiency would be the only thing that could cause a loss in this fight and not Dricus' skills. I mean, when you have such a dominant fighting style and it succeeds against everybody you fight, right? That first round is just a tsunami for his opponents to get through. If he could just extend that past the first round into the second, third, fourth, fifth, that might be the mindset as to how to get Khamzat.
However, Khamzat Chimaev turned heads during his open workout, leaving the crowd stunned with the level of skill he put on display. From crisp striking to relentless wrestling, he showed he's fully locked in and ready for war. Whether the fight stays on the feet or goes to the ground, Khamzat looks dialed in and dangerous in every department. Adding a strategic take, Chael Sonnen weighed in on the situation, saying that if Khamzat Chimaev wins the title, he believes Khamzat will defend the belt as actively and as reasonably as anyone in the game. However, Chael didn't shy away from acknowledging the criticism, admitting that the idea Khamzat pulls out of fights more than most is fair.
And should he win, I believe that he will defend as actively and as reasonably as anybody else. And I don't think the idea that Chimaev agrees to fights and pulls out more than anybody else is fair. If you have a broken arm, you're not going to fight. You're on a respirator, you're not going to fight. If the fight is in Kentucky and your travel inabilities don't allow you to get to Kentucky, you're not going to fight. I think that's reasonable. I think that sounds right. And it's exactly what's been holding up Khamzat Chimaev.
In addition, Kyle Sonnen pointed out that historically, when Khamzat Chimaev beats someone, he makes them look like they don't belong in the same cage. He overwhelms them fast, brutally, and without struggle. But when it comes to Dricus Du Plessis, Kyle admitted it's hard to picture Khamzat doing the same thing.
The other UFC fighters who usually strikes, they take him down. I'm a wrestler in MMA, like one of the best wrestlers in MMA. How it's not possible to take him down, to take this guy down?
Furthermore, Khamzat Chimaev fired back at the doubters, questioning why anyone would think he can't take down Dricus Du Plessis when other pure strikers in the UFC have already done it. He reminded everyone that he's the best wrestler in the entire sport of MMA, so if strikers can DDP down, he states that there's no reason to believe he can't.
Perfect. Training, no problem, go hard. Just go home, take a good rest, come back to the second session and really go hard. Had the food by plans, the weight is going good, no injuries, no nothing, so I can't complain.
Rounding out the camp updates, Khamzat Chimaev's head coach, Joachim Karlsson, gave a glowing update ahead of the fight, saying the entire camp went perfectly. According to him, Khamzat has been locked into a strict routine, training hard, resting right, cutting weight properly, eating clean, and most importantly, staying injury-free. Everything is falling into place at just the right time.
We don't think of that so much. Think about what Khamzat can do. So it doesn't matter how DPP he fights. We don't care. We do it our own way.
And to top it off, Chimaev's head coach revealed that they haven't spent much time studying Du Plessis' style. Instead, the focus has been on sharpening Khamzat's weapons. The camp is all about what Khamzat can do.
Man, you can't compare Khamzat now, this time, unless like for 1-2 years ago, it's totally different. He have a different strength and condition coach now, so it's a different level now. So I don't think it's fair to compare him to maybe 1-2 years ago. It's not the same.
And as tensions reach a boiling point and the war of words spirals into psychological warfare, the MMA world watches with bated breath. Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis are fighting for a lot more than just the title. They're battling for legacy, validation, and supremacy. With both men exuding unshakable confidence and refusing to back down, this showdown promises to be more than just a clash of styles. So if you enjoyed this video, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, plus hit the bell icon so you never miss a beat. And we shall see you in the next video with more exciting updates.